avoiding inequality. And in thought, so to be more common in boys because of their need of differentiate between themselves and their mother. So alam kasi nila na malaki yung difference talaga ng kanilang personality and gender to their moms. Because they are separated from their mother, boys become more concerned with the concept of inequality. Okay? So yes, so that's all about the moral reasoning. Now let's move on to the ethics and its nature. So ethics is derived from the Greek word ethos, which means a characteristic of acting. This is based on the society. Okay, ano yung gusto naman nating makita based on societal standard. So in ethics, we have this ancient Roman translated in Greek, so moris or mos, from which we get the English word morality. The Latin mos or moris naman, which means manners, customs or practices of a land or people. So in ethics, we study the right and wrong on how to tell the difference between them. So meron tayong mga ethical dilemmas which occurs all too frequently in everyday life. Meron tayong araw-araw na kinakaharap na iba't ibang tao, iba't ibang senaryo, lagi ding sinusubok yung pagkatao natin. There is rarely a clear answer regarding right and wrong. So sa kada tao nakakasalamuhan natin and nakakasama natin, nasusubok din kung paano tayo makipagkapwa-tao and paano tayo sumagot dun sa mga senaryo na nai-experience natin or nakukuha natin. So dito, instead of being able to rely on external standards, people have to rely on their morals and values to navigate such situations. Diba, during our elementary years, our mom always, or the parents, most of the time, they try their best na masamahan tayo sa school, ma-attendan yung mga activities natin as much as possible because they do believe na yung presensya nila is very important to the child. Or kaya naman maturuan nila tayo, some parenting naman, di tinuturuan naman nila kung paano maging independent yung kanilang anak. And it's okay. So along the way natin, so nagkakaroon tayo ng standard of what parent can do or what type of relationship yung pwede nating i-build towards other. So doon na nabibuild yung values natin. Pag nilabas tayo sa bahay, yung parents natin natatakot sila or may fear sila na my child ba is magiging maayos ba yung pakikisama niya towards other children? Tama ba yung pagpapalaki ko sa kanya? So may mga ganun din silang dilemmas because they do believe that they have to instill the proper understanding of right and wrong para ma-determine din natin pag nakipagkapwa na tayo sa ibang tao kung ano ba talaga yung tama at mali. So sa bahay pa lang nabibuild na yung values natin and morals in life. And the ethics, pag nilabas tayo ng tahanan natin, dito na natin nakikita or na-apply yung mga morals and values natin to navigate such situation. So a classic example of right versus wrong is an ethical dilemma in deciding whether to report close colleague for serious misconduct, even though if it could damage your friendship and potentially jeopardize your job security. Where the reporting the misconduct is considered the right thing to do ethically, but staying silent to protect your friend could be seen as the easier, wrong choice. So here guys, based on the dilemmas, what are your opinion? Sige nga, based on this dilemma, now you have your close colleague kasi na nagkaroon ng misconduct. Are you going to cover your friend para hindi mag-elevate yung case? Or you're going to like isumbong or ipaalam sa pinakang head ninyo because based on your belief, mali yung ginawa niya. And maybe you wanted to make sure na makita din yun ng friend mo or ng close colleague mo na mali yun, na hindi ka niya na misunderstood as friends. Sige nga, what is your opinion towards this dilemma? Pwede ko po bang marinig ang isa sa inyo? Para tayo nag-ano, no? Para tayo may mga sharing dito. Sige nga, let me hear you. What is your opinion? How are you going to deal with this scenario? Nandyan ka ba? Raise your hand or magtatawag si ma'am? Wants to share or volunturo? What do you think? Ayan. Daniel. Ayan. Daniel, are you there? Alright, may nag-raise na hand. Alia, Diego. Okay, Miss Diego. Hello, Miss Diego.
Hello po, audible po
Welcome.
ba ako?
Yes, ma'am. Yes po.
So, i-deal ko po siya, hindi ko po siya i-confront or isusumbong agad sa head, but kakausapin ko po siya from girl to girl na mali yung ginawa niya, but in a good way po, to correct her or him, and hindi po para ipamukha sa kanya na sobrang mali yung ginawa niya na to the point po na ma-offend siya.
Okay. So, ibig sabihin, based on Miss Alia's statement, so medyo ang gagawin niya, of course, syempre, with respect to the person pa rin, as close colleague, 'di ba? Maganda din nga naman talaga yung gagawin na kausapin mo muna siya to clarify things, tama ba? To make sure na talagang mas mapaintindi sa kanya yung naging misconduct niya before doing the next step. Okay? So, who else? Who else wants to share an opinion regarding this dilemma? One na lang, isa na lang. Thank you, Miss Aliyah. One na lang, isa na lang. Ayan, sige. Tawag tayo ng isa. Miss... Alright. Sige, Miss Angela. Okay. Sorry. Okay, sige. Miss Angela, you want to share or okay, let's proceed to Mariel. Miss Mariel? From the Big Brother house?
Audible po ba?
Yes po.
Ma'am Marie po yan. Marie po.
Marie. Sorry naman. Marie. Okay, Marie.
Ano po, to add into Alia's statement lang din po. Iba rin naman po kasi yung ethic based on morality or sa morals ko po as a person if ever na mapupunta po ako dun sa situation. Ano
Yes.
po, communication po with the person or with my friend before po magsabi since for us to understand or for me to understand din po kung ano po yung naging purpose kung bakit nagawa yung type of misconduct.
Okay. That's good, no? I mean, based on your statement, nakikita ko na you still value the person and you still value the relationship towards that person. And the care is nandyan kasi hindi nyo agad siya, kumbaga, tinry nyo munang i-confront siya or kausapin siya, mag-usap muna tayo. Itong ginawa mo is hindi good, hindi siya maganda, and mali talaga siya. Then, ipapaliwanag nyo rin sa kanya na okay, meron tong kaakibat na consequences, 'di ba? So, at least then nakita ng colleague mo na at least you still care and nasa kanya na 'yon kung paano niya i-accept. Kung magagalit ba siya sa inyo or what, at least ginawa ninyo yung bagay with respect to that person and at na-differentiate pa rin ninyo kung ano yung tama at mali regarding that dilemma. Okay, so very good. Thank you so much, Miss Marie and Aliyah. All right. So with that, your ethics defines as the science that guides human reaction and which tends to make a man's action and man himself good. So dito na natin talaga pinapresent yung sarili natin. Regardless kung ano man yung mga morals and values we learned from our household or from someone. Yung way kasi natin kung paano natin siya ipapakita sa isang tao ulit is dun tayo nadja-judge or dun tayo kasi nakikilala as a person. Tama ba? 'Di ba? Kahit na sabihin ng nanay natin or kung sino mang guardian natin sa bahay na try to minimize your voice when giving an arguments. Try to build a good arguments. Hindi yung parang magtataas ka na kaagad ng boses just to justify your side. So, ikaw, alam mo nang ang ibig sabihin nun, okay, let's have a good communication ng kalmado. Ibig sabihin, daanan natin sa maayos na usapan, hindi yung parang nagtataasan tayo agad ng boses. Alam mong yun yung dapat gawin, pero ang ginawa po din, hala, sumigaw ka pa din, ang taas pa din ng boses mo, then that's not my problem anymore. Kumbaga, hindi ko na siya magiging problema kasi hindi mo siya naipakita ng ayos. So, doon natin nakikilala yung tao na, oh, okay, so ganyan talaga siya. Di ba yung mga ganun tayo nagiging, ganyan talaga siya. Or kaya naman, maayos siyang kausap. Malalapitan mo talaga siyang tao. So, may mga ganun tayong personality or pagkakakilala sa bawat isa sa atin. Makulit lang yan, pero mabait yan. Hindi talaga siya nagsasalita agad, kaya akala niyo masungit. Pero sobrang bait niyan. Pag nakausap niyo siya, sobrang caring niyan. Sobrang lambing niyan, or kaya naman sobrang generous niyan. So may mga ganun tayong nagiging pagkakilala or understanding sa personality ng isang tao. So your ethics also specifically involved with the morality and human behavior. How you present, how you talk, how you dress up, no? Physically, emotionally, yung internally natin, ayan. Holistic siya. Hindi siya pwedeng kulang. So, study of standards of conduct and the moral judgment and values upon which these standards are based. Ayan. May question po ba? Do you have any questions regarding your ethics and moral reasoning? Medyo nagkaroon ba tayo ng dilemma din natin on ourselves na, oo nga, what is my principle nga pala in life? Ano nga ba? Ano nga ba yung paniniwalaan ko? Ano ba yung mga ethical principles na meron ako, na isinasa buhay ko, ay nasi-share ko with other people? Okay? Now, your ethics based on the World Health Organization Philippines is concerned with moral principles, values, and standards of conduct. Okay? And I guess, yes, the first part of the lesson is dyan nag-end. Now, everybody, my question is, anong mga age nyo na? Ilang taon na kayo? 18, 17, how old? 18? What is the range of your age ngayon? So we have 18, okay, dominant ba? 18, 19, okay? Ngayon bang nagkolehiyo kayo at nakita ninyo yung takbo ng buhay sa kolehiyo, kamusta yung paniniwala ninyo sa pag-aaral? Ano na yung naging ninyo? Ano na yung naging perspektibo ninyo ngayon sa pag-aaral? And kamusta yung pakikisama ninyo with other people from different schools also and from different household? Ngayong college na kayo. How was it? Kamusta kayo? Sige nga, who wants to share? Ano yung status nyo? And what is your paniniwala na pagdating sa pag-aaral, pagdating sa future planning ninyo? May I hear nga from the group who wants to give her or his, who wants to share at hindi makakatulog? Sige nga po. Meron ba? Ayan, Miss Balisong.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello,
Good
good
evening.
afternoon. Good evening pala.
So, yung may ko lang, ma'am, is yung big change po or transition between teenager to adulthood, ma'am. Na for example, nung high school or senior high is I am living my life like I am dying. Wow. Wild po. Tapos wala pong iniisip na walang pinapaniwalaan. Pinapaniwalaan ko lang yung self ko na just do and that. Tapos na ngayong nag-college po, I think ito na yung years of adulthood, which is for responsibilities. And ayan po. Mas parang naano po na pressure po for the future and at kung parang binibuild up na po yung future na yung future ko na hindi ko din po maano, ma'am. Yun lang po.
Yes, kasi 'di ba, parang nung high school or kasi 'di ba may senior high school kayo which is technically the college years nyo dapat na first year and second year. So malaki yung difference, no? Like what I've mentioned also to some of my students here sa Mindoro. Sabi ko I always tell them na you're not a kid anymore, no? This college years is something that will tell you also or will help you what future yung makukuha ninyo pagdating ng panahon. And now, di ba, ngayon para akala nyo petics lang, okay lang na hindi mag-submit or hindi, okay, next time na lang. Ngayon, may mga deadline of submissions na ladders na, no, ladders of dues na kailangan nyo akyatin every day, step by step, para makamamit nyo lang yung standard din ng subject na yun or ng course na yun. And I do understand kasi hindi talaga madali, no? And ngayon, parang biglang 360 turns, no? Yung parang dati, okay lang yan. Ngayon, parang no, it's not. I have to submit. I have to compromise also sa subject. Because pag hindi, mag-failed ako dito. Ayan, sabi nga po ni Miss Cabrilas, no? Na-realize ko po na mahirap po, na hindi mo siya passion. Oh, yes. So that's number one. Syempre, may factor din yung personality mo towards the course. If mahirap kasi mag-move forward if alam mong ikaw sa sarili mo, medyo hirap kang i-move yung sarili mo. So, kaya nga 'di ba, parang ako, one example is si Ma'am Vam. I don't know what RadTech is. I don't have any idea. All I wanted to get during my college years is nursing or medtech. I don't have any idea ano ba tong RadTech na to. But then again, because of the moral principles and values na instill sa akin ng parents ko na whatever happens, kung ano yung ibigay namin sa inyo and yan lang yung alam namin na makakatulong sa in the future or yan yung nakikita namin na baka mapakinabangan mo in the future, then yun yung kukunin mo. Nandun ako sa parenting na gano'n. Nandun ako sa part ng sa style ng parenting na gano'n. And alam mo yung ginawa ko, I just deal with it. As long as nasa medical field ako, then I'll deal with it. So, ganun na naging perspective ko, naging rason ko sa buhay. Okay, sige, kung yan yung gusto nyo, then magko-compromise po ako. Total, kayo naman yung magpapaaral sa akin. So, I don't have the right na magreklamo. Unless kaya ko lang buhayin yung sarili ko. And that time, hindi ko siya kaya. So, along the way, doon ko na natutunan mahalin yung RadTech. Na parang, okay, so this is the field of imaging. So, this is the beauty of health. I don't even know na mayroong ganito. All I know is medtech and nursing. Now, this field helped me build who I am today. Na parang, as a shifter from engineering, engineering ako guys, fun fact. And pinag-shift ako to RadTech, then dun ko na na-realize na okay, so this is the passion that I am looking for. So this is the life that I am looking for. And now here I am, 'di ba? Sharing with you guys the one fact about Ma'am Vam na hindi din masamang itry yung isang bagay na hindi natin alam. Pero make sure na meron tayong basis na mapapabuti tayo doon. So yun, nagbabago yung pananaw mo na parang dati sabi ko, ayoko niyan. Talagang firm ako na ayoko, hindi ako mag-aaral. But then again, I realized, if I will not study, paano na lang ako? Hindi ko kaya pang buhayin yung sarili ko. So yeah, so then that's why, okay, I'll compromise with you. My dear parents, sige, paaralin niyo ako, mag-aaral ako ng ayos, then I'll get whatever, kung anong yung binigay niyo sa akin na course, then I'll deal with it. Then yun, sabi ko, saka ako magpapaaral ng sarili ko if gusto ko pa talaga mag-take ng other course na gusto ko then, but now, hindi na siya nagbago. Ginawa ko na lang siya, in-improve ko na lang kung ano yung dapat ko improve sa field of RadTech. I took up master's degree. And yeah, I'm enjoying my clinical life and enjoying the teaching side of being a radiologic technologist. So hopefully kayo din, ganyan din yung maging mindset ninyo. And I hope na makita nyo din yung beauty and passion of the course you're taking today. And if not, hindi rin namin karapatan na pigilan kayo or pilitin kayo because you have the right to decide. You have the right also to see other side ng future na meron kayo. Okay? Okay po ba yon? Ayan. So, gising ba ang ating mga diwa ngayong gabi? Actually, we have another topic to discuss. May energy pa ba? Ayan, confused lang po ako why kailangan yung ibang minor subject right now since na-occupy, na-occupy niya po yung time for major subject. Most of the subjects naman po kasi na minor ay na-take na nung high school and senior high. Though I understand naman po yung significance. Ayun na po, since yung iba hindi rin po considerate and may iba't ibang, I understand naman this part because I reviewed also, syempre, I'm teaching, no? Kasi I'm asking my student also sino yung from STEM, sino yung from different from other strand. And maybe it's because, iba-iba kasi din yung institution and I don't have the right to disclose also other information. But I understand, no? Kasi nga, di ba, based on the K-12 na, so para ang goal sana kasi ma-lessen, no? Yung subject nyo na supposedly dapat your major subjects na lang kayo. Ganun ko din siya naintindihan. But then, as a professor kasi, since yung subject na hawak ko is part of the curriculum ng RadTech, then I don't think so na kailangan ko siyang questionin. Maybe, I don't know. I'll ask. Okay. Okay. So I don't know. I cannot give my opinion regarding that. Pero yun nga. Pero yung pagkakaintindi ko ako personally, pagkakaintindi ko nga, supposedly, kahit kasi yung kapatid ko na delay din siya kasi nga, ang daming minor. Then pagkakaintindi din kasi namin, even my mom kasi is a teacher. So, akala talaga din namin is madilesen yung mga subjects, like minor subjects especially. Pero yun nga, binibigay pa din siya. So, maybe that's part of the process. So, yeah. Daanan na lang natin sila. Matatapos din naman yan. Don't worry. Masusurvive nyo din yan. So, yun. I'm very much willing naman to back up you guys just in case you need some time, ganyan. So, don't worry. Kaya ko naman mag-adjust din for you. Ayan. So, yun. Yes. So, the topic na supposedly meron pa tayo is for the 2 and 5 natin. So, may energy pa? Ayan. So, the standards of practice exploring the nature and ethics of its application in healthcare. So, meron tayong, so kaya pa naman ng time natin. So, mabilisan lang. So, meron tayong standard practice as a RadTech na hindi natin pwedeng baliin. Hindi rin natin siya pwedeng baguhin, no? So, ito yung bagay na alam nating, pag sinabi nating standard, nandyan na yan. Bago pa man tayo mapunta sa sitwasyon na to, nandyan na yan. And hindi natin siya pwedeng baguhin unless otherwise applicable siya for change. So, the standard of practice, so this is the exploration of the nature of ethics and its application in healthcare. Ano ba yung relevance and ano ba yung purpose ng ethics natin sa trabaho natin as a radiologic technologist? So, the importance of ethics, so its importance is derived from the significance of its material and formal objects. So, there is nothing more important to the individual person than the acquisition of the ultimate purpose of life and the way it is shown by ethics. So, life in society is only possible by practicing the moral protocols and regulating human relation. So the study of ethics deserves a careful consideration by individuals who are not familiar with the teaching of Jesus Christ. Dito nagva-vary talaga yung paniniwala natin, but with all respect also sa mga belief natin by church. Okay? Hindi naman tayo aabot sa point na mako-condemn natin or mako-question natin. Kung ano yung belief ninyo or mga principles ninyo sa sarili ninyong sector or sarili ninyong religion, then that's it. Even ako, I'm a Roman Catholic. Wala din naman akong right to question, but instead respect the belief and principles na meron yung isang religion. Okay? So, ethics is defined as a system of moral principles that guide behavior and decision-making. So, importance of ethics in healthcare is ensuring patient well-being, maintaining professional integrity, and navigating complex situation. So dito na natin pumapasok sa yung hinihiwalay na natin yung paniniwala natin personally at i-correlate natin the ethics that refers to what? To our patient, no? As a healthcare practitioner. Hindi na ito yung personal natin, but more on our professional ethics. Okay? Alright. Then terms related to ethics, we have your habits, custom, ideals, etiquette, and tradition. So dito, naka-question natin, di ba? Ano yung tatak mo as a person? Okay, how are you as a person? Ano yung pagkakakilanlan mo? Di ba sabi nila, make your brand. Okay? Make yourself a brand. Hindi brand na items, hindi brand as something, but brand as someone. You as someone. Okay? Yung paano ka ba nila agad maaalala? Sino ba si Juan? Di ba parang based on some of the scenarios, si Juan tamad. So, naglilinger sa mind natin that Juan is tamad. So, ganun din natin minsan, nabibigyan ng brand yung sarili natin. So, habit is an acquired mode of behavior involving the tendency to repeat and to reproduce certain actions. Ito yung araw-araw na natin or nakasanayan natin. The habits. Okay, our habits to, for example, to pray at 6 p.m. Our habits to make sure that we eat sabay-sabay. Our habits to make sure na maaga tayo nagigising for our class. Or maaga or gabi pa lang naka-ready na yung gamit ninyo and your dress for tomorrow's activity. And yun yung hindi na nababago. Kumbaga nakasanayan mo na siya. Your habits to mano, your habits to greet people, your habits to help other people. Kumbaga nature na, innate na sa atin. Then the custom naman is habitual practice, ordinary or usual manner of doing and acting of a community people. Yung customs natin, it's more on unique habits natin as a person. Na parang, pag nakikita ko tong ganito, naalala ko si ganyan. Yung parang gano'n, parang siya lang yung naalala mo kapag pinagbubukas ang pinto. Okay, naalala ko yung friend ko dati ganyan. Na always niyang ibubuksan yung pinto para sa amin lahat. So parang gano'n. So na hindi siya ginagawa ng common mong friends or common people around you. Your ideals naman is pertains to perfection. Conceive as perfect supremacy, excellence, very desirable. Your ideals as a person. You as someone na ina-idolize nila. Or you as someone na a part of their ideals na sana ganyan din ako. Because ang ganda ng personality niya. Ang ganda ng behavior niya. Sana ganyan din yung mga kapatid ko. Or sana ganyan din yung friends ko. Sana ganyan din yung nararanasan ko. May mga ganun tayo. Then, etiquette naman refers to a form of ceremony or decorum of social graces. Your etiquette, your brand, your tatak. Is your etiquette or your etiqueta is a branded one or an etiqueta which is the ordinary one? So, it's up to you kung paano mo pinapresent yung sarili mo. The way you speak, is it something na respectful or something na medyo parang pampalengke? Ayan. So, di ba may mga ganon? So, your etiquette sometimes, naaaral naman ito or naituturo naman ito sa loob ng bahay. Or nakikita natin or natututunan natin siya from other people na willing then to help us. Ano ba yung proper? So, in ethics kasi, it's more on the societal standard. Sabi ko nga kanina, ito yung base sa standard ng community. Standard from other people. While your morals naman is based on your own values and your own understanding and your own personal belief. Na regardless kung magalit kayo sa akin, now for me, hindi ako papayag. For me, that's wrong. In ethics kasi, nababago ito based on the community. Na alam nating mali, pero we wanted na hindi tayo ma-misjudge ng karamihan. So mag-agree na lang tayo. Na parang, Okay, gusto ko sa fancy restaurant. Wala akong pera. Alam mo, wala kang budget. And then, dominant of your friends want to eat sa fancy restaurant. Then, ano gagawin mo? Sige na nga, okay, sige. Anuin ko yung ipon ko, babawasan ko na yung ipon ko para lang makasama ko sa inyo. Para ma-meet mo yung standard ng society or ng tao sa paligid mo. So, doon na pumapasok sometimes yung ethics natin ng pakikisama or kaya naman pakikijive or pakikiride sa standard ng community. So sometimes hindi rin siya maganda, and most of the time naman, if you know who yourself are, nakahandle nyo siya ng maayos. 'Di ba yung pressure ng peers? Ayan. Tradition naman is the transmission of knowledge, opinions, doctrines, customs, and practices from the generations to generation. Peer pressure, yes, correct. Peer pressure. Or kaya naman sabihin natin na, ano naman, wala, hindi pa ako nakakagawa ng activity. Sabihin na lang natin kay ma'am na na i-extend niya. Sige na, dominant naman ng class, wala pang activity eh. 'Di ba? Parang ganun, parang, okay, so parang ikaw, alam mong mali yun, alam mong nagbigay si ma'am ng deadline. Then, ayaw mo namang awayin ka ng buong klase. So, sasabihin mo, sige, pakikiusapan na lang natin si ma'am. Di ba? Parang may mga ganun tayong scenario, which is normal scenario sa mga estudyante. Pero, ang gusto lang natin maintindihan is alam natin kung ano yung tama at ano yung mali. Then, better to compromise na lang sa proper situation instead of making things complicated. Then the tradition, again, so ito yung napapasa na from your mom, generation to generation, family traditions, or kaya naman friends traditions, or society tradition. Ito na yung, dito na talaga iikot yung non-negotiable, no? Na parang, ma'am, I'm so sorry, but I have to attend the family dinner because it's my father's birthday. Then, okay, then I respect that. Pero, kung hindi naman talaga siya ganun ka-emergency or ganun ka-importante, then baka kaya pa naman after lesson. So, may mga ganun na kaya pa naman i-negotiate. So, the tradition is very important. Ito yung dito na sa atin napapasa yung knowledge from one generation to another. Na napapasa ulit natin minsan to our friends, na parang, di ba yung parang pag may friend tayo or classmate tayo na maingay kumain, no, parang ang ingay ng bibig niya kumain, na parang uy, alam mo, siguro better if we try to eat ng dahan-dahan. Try mo lang kasi baka lang pwede lang naman na dahan-dahan yung kain para hindi ganun ka mahirapan. So parang tinatry mo naman siya gamitan na maayos sa salita. Pero ang ibig mo sabihin doon, eat properly or kaya naman kasi nga, nakasanayan mo or tradition sa bahay mo na maayos yung pagkain or kaya naman hindi maingay yung pagkain. Okay? May mga ganon na parang you wanted to help that person also na maalis yung habits na yon because it's a negative habits for you. So, that's your side. Ayaw mo ng ganon, then gusto mo siyang tulungan, then you try to talk to that person and suggest something na pwedeng makahelp sa kanya para maiwasan yung ganong habitual practice. Ayan. So yes, that's the terms related to ethics. Now, what are the legal and ethical issues natin na pwedeng kaharapin ng isang RadTech sa healthcare? So tayo as a RadTech, when you get your license, hindi lang doon nagtatapos ang lahat. Okay? You as a RadTech, once you get your license, doon na nagsa-start ang lahat. Okay? Hindi nagtatapos, kundi doon na nagsa-start ang lahat. Dito na nagsa-start yung responsibility ninyo as a professional RadTech na hindi lang kayo hahawak ng pasyente, hindi lang kayo gagawa ng procedure, but you're going to protect your license as well and also the safety of your patient. Now, these legal and ethical issues will guide us. Ano yung mga dapat nating iwasan and ano yung mga lawsuits na dapat nating intindihin or maintindihan para hindi tayo magmukhang walang alam sa mga batas natin sa ating field in radiologic technology, especially in imaging. Okay? Now, the autonomy. So autonomy is person's self-reliance, independence, liberty, right, privacy, individual choices, freedom of will, and self-contained ability to decide. So dito, this will obtain the wishes. Example is the wishes of a patient so that their autonomy can be protected. Like for example, I am the patient, I have a critical ill, for example. Then I don't want my parent pa or the relative or my family na malaman nila. Then I have the right to inform my doctor na, Doc, please, pwede po ba na wag niyo munang i-disclose sa family ko yung situation ko today? I want to prepare myself first and I want to prepare them para kung malaman man nila. Now, doon na papasok si autonomy na respect also kay patient sa privacy niya and sa kanyang request na wag munang alamin. Then, sana papasok yung magiging kasalanan natin na or pagiging problem dito. If you as a RadTech, napakinggan natin yung usap ng patient and the doctor and the radiologist, for example. Then, accidentally, may nagtanong sa atin, ako yung relative ni patient ganito, kukunin ko yung result niya. Anong meron sa kanya? Yung di ba yung random lang na, naku, kailangan niya na po siyang patingnan sa doctor talaga kasi based on the result, dinisclose natin bigla. So, the autonomy ng pasyente nawala. Yung confidentiality nawala. So, pwede tayong, dadalaman siya for example ng patient, that patient has the right na pwede niya tayong pagalitan or kaya naman pwede niya tayong padala ng letter regarding sa na-alter natin or na-breach natin na part ng kanyang right, privacy, and individual choices. Naintindihan po ba yon? Dito na rin, like the DNR, the Do Not Resuscitate, which allows patients to forgo life-saving measures. Regardless kung kahit hanggat gusto nating buhayin yung pasyente, pero pinirmahan niya yung Do Not Resuscitate or minarkahan niya, tinammarka niya yung Do Not Resuscitate consent, hindi natin pwedeng i-proceed yung pagligtas sa kanya or paghabol ng buhay niya. Okay? Other examples, the patients choosing to undergo alternative therapies alongside conventional treatment. Ayaw niya magpa-x-ray, then okay. Hindi natin siya pwedeng pilitin. Pwede natin siyang explainan na, ma'am or sir, this procedure kasi po will help also us to identify ano yung case ninyo ngayon so that proper management treatment yung mabigay sa inyo. If hindi po natin kayo mag-proceed to imaging, then we're gonna have a hard time po to identify or to help you para gumaling agad sa sakit ninyo. And after explaining, ayaw niya pa din, then stop. Okay? Then inform your doctor or inform the requesting physician na ayaw pong magpa-proceed ng pasyente. Hindi po natin siya pwedeng pilitin. Okay? So, ganun po. Hindi naman natin sasabihin na, okay, so, wag na. Hindi ganon. Let's try pa din to talk to the patient. Malay nyo, sa explanation ninyo, mapaunawa ninyo ng ayos sa kanya. Diba? So, mapapa-oo natin siya in a good way. A nurse making clinical decision to adjust medication dosage based on a patient's individual response. So, dito, dito naman na sa management naman to ng medication. No? So, hindi pwedeng hindi naman din pwedeng magde-decide lang basta si nurse, lalo na kung wala din pong advice ng doctor niya and hindi rin inform yung ating pasyente. Okay? May question po ba? Do you have any questions to autonomy? Autonomy. Alright, so none so far. Okay, proceed tayo to the next one. Beneficence. So, doing good, active promotion of good, kindness, and charity. So, dito na pumapasok yung lahat ng dapat gawin natin is for the safety and good ng pasyente natin. Seek to act in the patient's best interest. So, example natin here is a doctor basically doing good by actively promoting the patient's well-being, by minimizing discomfort, by giving them pain medication is an example of beneficence. Other examples include advocating patients' need, giving preventive care like vaccinations, or providing emotional support to a distressed patient. In our case, in our patient, di ba meron tayong mga palliative treatment or palliative management. Ibig sabihin, for example, a terminally ill patient, yung mga nasa tahanan na sila ng mga, sa Amerika, merong mga ganong klase ng center na kung saan tatawagin na lang nila yung relative kapag dying na talaga yung kanilang family member. So sila, since they know that the patient is terminally ill na, so mostly ang mararamdaman na ng pasyente is pain. So since beneficence is one of our ethical principles na hindi dapat nasasaktan ng pasyente hanggang sa huling hininga. So the patient is the doctor and the healthcare worker, ipa-palliative care nila si patient. So ibig sabihin, bibigyan ng painkiller si patient until the time na mawala na siya ng hininga. At least at the end of the day, at the end of his life, hindi siya nasaktan. Okay? So, yun yung goal, lagi. Doing good. Yung hindi masasaktan ang pasyente. Sana all. Okay? Sana, no? Sana lahat hindi nasasaktan. Meron ba dito mga nasasaktan? Ano? Okay? So, sana masayang Valentine's Day ng lahat. Okay? So, yes. So, as a healthcare worker, ganun din tayo sa RadTech, yung hindi dapat masaktan ang pasyente natin even though radiation yung gamit natin. Okay? So, kaya nga tayo may radiation protection di ba? Meron tayong safety protection sa pasyente natin, even sa pinakang natin, lalo sa pregnant women. So, other example is you're administering pain medication, providing necessary medical interventions, educating patients about health risk, preventive measures, offering emotional support and listening to concerns, advocating of patients' needs within the healthcare system. Okay? So, next we have your code of ethics. So, dito na pumapasok yung ating credo. Okay? Pinanumpaan natin and pinanindigan nating pananampalataya sa profession natin as a RadTech. Lahat ng profession, may kanya-kanya silang code of ethics. Pinakang Biblia natin hanggat tayo ay lisensyado at rehistradong mga RadTech. Dito tayo naka-anchor kung paano dapat ang isang RadTech. This is our guide as a professional RadTech. Okay? And that will be discussed. Okay po ba? Now, the confidentiality, belief that health-related information about individual patients should not be revealed to others. So, it implies privacy. So, dito na pumapasok yung hindi tayo pwede mag-disclose ng kahit anong information kay patient unless otherwise sabihin niya ito. An illustration of confidentiality in healthcare would be a physician's not sharing a patient's private medical information, such as a medical health diagnosis, anybody outside the patient's care team, without the patient's express consent. Consent is very important to everybody. Yan din yung patunay na ginampanan natin yung trabaho natin as a RadTech with respect to the confidentiality of our patient. Okay? Kahit na yan ay ipilit sa ating hingin, hanggat walang information or walang signal sa pasyente natin na pwede nating i-disclose yung information natin sa taong yun, then we don't have the right to do that thing. Okay? Hindi tayo pwedeng magkwentuhan sa harap ng ibang tao regarding sa kaso ng pasyente natin. That is against the privacy of your patient. Maliwanag po ba? Hindi porket intern tayo, napakinggan natin yan na, ay, si ganyan pala, meron siyang gantong sakit. Eh, yung ibang nasa paligid natin, alam pala yung ganong sakit. And then, wala na. Hindi na safe yung taong yun. Because tayo mismo, nagkamali tayo ng lugar kung saan yung i-disclose. So, in short, at the end of the day, isa lang ibig sabihin ni confidentiality. Protect the record of your patient at all costs. Protect your patient unless otherwise sabihin niyang pwede niyo siyang i-disclose. Maliwanag po ba? So tayo kahit alam natin, kaya nga 'di ba uso sa atin yung room lang yung sinasabi like patient room ganyan or kaya naman may I see patient po sa ganitong ward and hindi natin minsan sinasabi kung ano yung surname kasi nga baka may makarinig na ay si ganito pala naka-confine sa ganitong hospital. Ano baka ma-take against pa yan sa pasyente natin, 'di ba? So, it's a no-no. So, privacy is very important, ha? Then double effect. So refers to the fact that some actions may produce both good and a bad effect. So dito naman, so when a doctor gives a terminally ill patient large doses of pain medications to relieve extreme suffering, even though it is known that the medication may hasten the patient's death, this is a classic example of double effect. In healthcare, the intended but unintended but bad effect is a potential acceleration of death, while the intended good effect is pain relief. So, sa kagustuhang mabawasan yung pain ng pasyente natin na terminally ill, but we know that high dosage can lead sa pasyente natin na mas mapabilis yung buhay niya. So, yun. So, it's a double effect. Na-cure yung pain, na ano yung pain, pero napabilis naman yung life ng patient natin to death. So, example pa is surgical removal of a cancerous uterus in a pregnant woman. So, the primary goal is to save the mother's life, even though the procedure will result in the loss of fetus. So, double effect. Nawala yung anak niya, pero nasave yung buhay ng nanay. Administering high dose chemotherapy that may cause significant side effects. The aim is to potentially cure a serious cancer even though the treatment may cause significant discomfort and harm to the patient. Yung radiation therapy, ang goal natin doon also is to lessen or mag-shrink the cancer, the tumor ng patient natin. Pero, syempre, ang effect nun, yung area na tatamaan ng radiation, most probably, pwede siyang masunog because of the radiation. That's a double effect. Now, justice, so equitable, fair, or just conduct in dealing with others. So, navigate due process to determine where the limits of the healthcare life. So, dito, ensuring that all patients receive the same level of care regardless of their socioeconomic status, race, ethnicity, and other personal characteristics. So, regardless kung yun ay madungis, malala yung sugat, mabaho yung sugat, duguan, or yung pasyente nyo is up and about, mayaman, mahirap, walang ganon. In our field, in healthcare, we don't look to a person's status in life, but we look on their case. Kung sino ang pinakamalalang kaso na dapat mauna, yun yung uunahin nating bigyan ng response. Okay? O ng responde. Kaya nga di ba parang yung ibang pasyente, nauna ako dito. Ma'am, meron po kasi tayong inpatient na kailangan pong ma-scan agad. So, kung pwede po ay makakaantay po tayo ng kaunti because your examination naman po kasi doesn't need a fasting. So, wala pong fasting yung inyong case. So, meaning, hindi po kayo magugutom. But this patient po, magugutom siya. And we have to evaluate immediately the abdomen of this patient. So, may mga ganun tayong cases na kailangan ninyong balansehin yung pasyente ninyo and yung kaso nila. And hindi natin kailangan magpanic because as long as you know how to assess your patient very well, then that's a good point for you to be able to handle the situation also. Ang kailangan nyo lang, maging maayos yung analyzation, prioritize yung dapat nating unahing i-prioritize. And next, step by step, unahin natin or gawin natin yung susunod na procedure natin. Na hindi na-alter yung time, yung waiting time ng patients natin at the same time na ipapaliwanag natin bakit kailangan niya mag-antay. Kasi po ganito yung scenario natin, naiintindihan naman yan ng pasyente natin. Okay? And legal rights, so right of individuals or group that are established and guaranteed by law. So the right to informed consent. So in radiology, very important si consent. Lahat ng procedure natin dapat black and white. Kasi, number one, we're dealing with radiation, medical radiation. We all know that safe naman siya if it is medically used. So we have to understand also that may legal right si patient to cancel the procedure, to not pursue the procedure, or kaya naman to ask other information regarding the procedure bago siya umoo. Because this also will lead to the confidentiality, the right to second opinion, patient safety, right to refuse treatment, access to medical records, and right to respectful care. Okay, so consent is very important. If walang consent, do not proceed. Okay? Kahit gaano kaalanganin yung sitwasyon, consent is very important. And moral principles. So general universal guide or action that are derived from a so-called basic moral truths that should be respected unless a morally compelling reason exists not do so, also referred to as ethical principle. So healthcare providers should always aim to do good for the patient while minimizing potential harm and respecting their choices. So regardless of their circumstances. So yung mga moral principles natin in healthcare includes the respecting a patient's autonomy, right to decide, acting in the patient's best interest, okay, avoiding harm or the non-maleficence, and treating all patients fairly and equitably. So justice. So dito pumapasok yung autonomy, beneficence, justice, and non-maleficence. The non-maleficence naman, same also to beneficence, to do good, and non-maleficence naman is meaning to do no harm. So ethical principles that places high value on avoiding harm to others. So a doctor prioritizes to do no harm principle by avoiding potential negative consequences despite a patient's request to take a medications that is known to have harmful side effects is an example of non-maleficence. So yung mga double checking natin ng medications, always remember that label dapat si contrast media, the expiration date, 'di ba? Kailangan hindi siya expired. Alam din natin kung yan ba ay contrast media or baka naman nagamit na siya sa ibang pasyente. So, it's a no-no. So, kailangan i-double check natin lahat ng gamot na ibibigay din sa pasyente natin is tama. Tama yung procedure. Hindi dapat, kung siya ay for ultrasound, dapat for ultrasound of the abdomen. Kung siya ay for x-ray, then for x-ray. Hindi dapat tayo magkakamali na siya ay gawa ng ibang procedure because that is against the non-maleficent law. Then paternalism, so refers to the attitude that sometimes prompts healthcare workers to make decisions regarding a person's care without consulting the persons affected. So here, when a doctor chooses a course of treatment for a patient without fully informing them of all their options of taking into account their preferences, they are essentially making a decisions for their own good. So always remember na ipaalam, black and white. Good communications with your patient is very important. So decision making without full disclosure, yung parang nahang mo yung pasyente mo, ano ba to? Okay, so hindi din pwede yung ganun. Kaya nga di ba tayo may mga consent, may mga legal papers tayo because we want it to be black and white. And hindi maging confused, ma-avoid natin yung confusion kay patient natin. And hindi siya ma-take against us na hindi naman nila sinabi. Na for example, may full abdomen, triple contrast procedure kayo. Now, in triple contrast, oral, IV, and rectal. So, expected ng pasyente na siya i-contrast media. Oral and IV lang. Now, hindi nyo in-explain sa kanya na the rectal po kasi is sa puwet po ang daan, sa anus po ang daan. Now, they can take against that to you na parang hindi nyo in-explain sa akin na ganito pala yung magiging kahihinatnan ko sa procedure na to. Na I don't want to proceed to the procedure. Now that's the time na may right din yung pasyente ninyo to cancel the procedure. Now, kanino yung magiging fallback nun? Sa atin as the healthcare worker. So, always inform your patient, always involve them with regards to the procedure, ano yung kakaharapin nila, what will be the process, ano yung step by step, so that at the end, malinaw sa kanila yung procedure na gagawin nyo. Okay? Justification of best interest. Okay. Then next, respect property. sa safety ng pasyente, gamit niya. So once na nasa loob siya ng department natin, always make sure na alam niya kung saan niya inilapag ang gamit niya. And then remind them na ma'am, yung bag mo na iwan niyo or ma'am, baka maiwan yung gamit niyo. Dala po agad pagkalabas ninyo. Okay, safety. Kaya di ba may mga CCTV din yung mga department to make sure na walang tayo makakalimutan regarding sa property ng patient natin and walang mawawala sa kanila. Okay, sanctity of life refers to the belief that life is the highest good and nobody has the right to judge that another person's quality of life is so poor that his or her life is not value and should not be terminated. So dito, example natin, treating severely premature infants with intensive care measures even if their survival is uncertain. Ibig sabihin, kahit na alam nating medyo mababa yung chances ng mabuhay yung isang tao, gagawin pa rin natin ang lahat ng makakaya natin just to make sure na sinave pa din natin yung buhay niya. Opposing practices like euthanasia or physician-assisted suicide based on the belief that actively ending a person's life is morally wrong. Yung mga tao na hindi pumapayag for euthanasia because hindi na mamamatay yung tao, mamamatay siya ng kanya. And values, ideals, and customs of society towards which the members of group have an affective regard. A value may be a quality desirable as an end in itself. So compassion, your own nature, as a human, respect for patient's dignity, integrity, how you as a person, how passionate you are, confidentiality, the justice, excellence, and other ethical and legal matter pa that involves the values of how you present yourself as a healthcare member who assist them sa hospital. The veracity naman is duty to tell the truth and avoid deception. So a doctor or nurse informing a patient about all potential risk and benefits of a proposed treatment. Kumbaga, the black and white pa din talaga. Ibigay yung scenario. Ano yung pwedeng mangyari? What will be the side effect if itutuloy yung treatment? What will be the benefit? How many percent yung chances na magiging successful ito? So that the patient can decide if they're going to proceed or not. And the virtue, trait of character that is socially valued, such as courage. So a doctor demonstrating compassion by actively listening to a patient's concern, showing empathy for their situation, and providing emotional support alongside. So medical treatment, going beyond just technical aspect of care. So here, these reflect the character traits natin that prioritizes a patient's well-being and experience. Yung tipong kahit na umiiyak na sila, hindi natin sila i-judge. Kasi sometimes, may mga pasyente talaga na emotional. So you have to listen kung kaya pang pakinggan siya. Because hindi naman sila sa atin kung wala silang kailangan na assistance from our facility or from ourself as the healthcare provider. Okay? And that's all about health ethics. So health ethics indeed play a vital role in guiding the actions of health professionals, researchers, and other policymakers. So the primary goal ng health ethics is to ensure na tayo sa healthcare facility na nagtatrabaho, your health and well-being of patients, families, communities are respected, protected, and promoted. Okay? So because healthcare facility should be the place kung saan makakahingi ng tulong ang mga pasyente natin at hindi sila ma-judge as a person. And your health ethics also involves the sets of principles ng pasyente natin. Iba-ibang pasyente, iba't ibang values, iba't ibang norms, iba't iba din yung paniniwala nila. Kaya nga 'di ba parang tayo, nandiyan din tayo educate them para mabago din yung perspective nila with regards to health. So yung iba takot, ngayon hindi na sila takot kasi nabigyan natin sila ng information na makakatulong sa kanila in the future na hindi naman pala nakakatakot magpa-x-ray. Hindi naman pala nakakatakot magpa-CT scan. Ini-explain naman pala sa amin kung paano yung gagawin. Okay? Respect for autonomy, non-beneficence, beneficence, and justice. So, yes, your health ethics also involves consideration of values and ethics, informed consent, confidentiality, end-of-life care, and research ethics. So with that, so by applying health ethics principles, values in healthcare professionals, ayan. So na-repeat lang ata ni ma'am. So this interns how to burst, to build trust, promote health equity, and improve health care outcomes. Okay? So yes, always remember the ethical issues natin and ethical laws natin because that will be our anchor. Yan yung magiging foundation natin in the future. Do you have any question? So I guess our next step will be the diet ethics. Okay? So next meeting. And that be all for tonight. Do you have any question, mga anak? May clarification? Questions? If nahihiya ka, may message si ma'am after, then I will try my best to answer it tomorrow. Ayan. You want to share, then you can message naman or sa GC. Ayan. So, none po as of now. All is clear. Okay, very good. Thank you so much for your time. And I don't medyo na-extend si ma'am, but I hope everybody nakapakinig. So, prepare for a quiz because we have a quiz to be uploaded in LMS. Okay? So, thank you so much, guys. Eat well and rest well. Tomorrow is another day. Thank you and you're welcome. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody. Salamat po ng marami. Nice meeting you all online. Bye-bye. And ko na